Hi, this is the Celestial Report, and this is a special broadcast on the flu because I am getting emails about flu remedies, and I did mention some the other day. So I will really quickly go through the ones just because people ask for spelling. So this is Usnea, and this is Splanthus usnea. You can get any kind. It's Usnea, and that's the lichen that grows in the trees. And you take 20 to 30 drops. And this is Lomatium dissectum. You really only need the Lomatium, so it's Lomatium. And like I said, you can get it from any person that carries tincture. It's also desert parsley, and you can make your own if you have access. And if you remember, I told you that it grows in rock slide areas. Now we're going to go to homeopathy, and I'm just going to share some of my favorites on that. Now, a couple notes when you deal with homeopathy. One, the great news about homeopathy is that it lasts for 100 years. So as long as it's not wet, if you store it in kind of a cool, dry place, you're going to have it for 100 years if you have that much supply. The little caps or little balls are very small, and you put them under your tongue. You should not take any homeopathy remedy like within 2 hours of eating, especially things like coffee or spicy food, that type of thing. And you really don't want to, you want to let the remedy melt under your tongue, and then it's optimal to wait about 2 hours, and then you're going to get the maximum benefit from it. So I'm just going to dig in with some of my favorites, and I am going to have to use the magnifying glass because I am that age. Now, it comes in all different kinds, but I'll just tell you what to look for when you're reading a label. And so this particular one that I just showed you has, I don't know how to pronounce it, Eupatorium. So I'll spell it EUPATORIUMPER or PEFOLIATUM. So the Eupatorium you definitely want if you are getting something for influenza. You also want one that has Bryonia, BYRONIA. So you want that in there. So another one that you want to ensure that if it's a formula one or a blend, it has Gelsinium, and that is GELSEMIUM. And these do have secondary words, and they're just too complicated, so I'm not going to go ahead and do those. So you'll just know Gelsinium, and if you ask your health food store or whatever, they will know exactly what you're talking about. And the rest of the ones in this formula are just secondary. They will address certain symptoms. My next favorite is Heal Flu Plus. I think they also have just a flu, and this one has the Byronia, the Epitorium, the Pusatilla, and basically that deals with your congestion. It has sulfur in it, and you really would like sulfur. Sulfur really fights. It's an old-time, basically, antibiotic without being an antibiotic. And it has the Influenza, which is what I did talk to you about before. And this is in a really nice blend. You take one of these 3 times a day, and this one also has extra things for various symptoms of your flu. Then if you have bronchitis, I won't go into all the detail on that, but this is a heel bronchitis one. And here's one for sinus. Heal has it for everything. If you have migraines, if you have achy joints, if you have urinary problems, there are formulas for everything, blends. Now, usually they're not quite as strong as if you get the single ones, which is what I'll show you in just a minute. Now, this one is by BHI Cold, and I kind of liked this one, and it addresses, for instance, chills and fever, body aches, runny nose, and nasal congestion. And this one had the pusatilla, the sulfur, and that's about all it had. It was not very strong in fighting the virus itself, but is more for the symptoms of the virus. So now we're going to go on to what you would see at a health food store, and got it sitting in my lap here. Now, I know we're talking the influenza, and sometimes you might get like a stomach ache, you might get diarrhea, anything gastrointestinal, you might, it can be diarrhea, it can be vomiting, nux vomica. David used this all the time with great success. He had a very sensitive stomach, and I mean, look at this, is so little. You can stick it in your purse, you can stick it in a diaper bag, you can stick it in the dashboard of your car. And if you ever, like, you get food poisoning, you might want to take some nux vomica, and it will settle your stomach right down. So it's a great remedy. Then there's one, this one I was asked questions with. What is the remedy that will counteract vaccinations if you encountered a forced vaccination situation? And it's called Thuja, and that's this one right here, Thuja, and it gives the directions for that, and you can also look it up on the internet. It's best if you take it before a forced vaccination, but you could take it afterwards, and it will mitigate some of the effects. The only thing that I am not absolutely certain is that these days vaccinations are targeting your DNA, and there are actually DNA changes going on when you get a vaccination. And I'm not sure how effective Thuja would be in that situation. I mean, it's not going to hurt, but if you have encountered a vaccination that does change your DNA, I'm not sure how effective this will be. It's something that I need to do some further research on, and I will get that information back to you when I get it done. In the meantime, now this is the Epitorium that is in the blend. Now, so a 200C would be stronger than a 30C, and you can take these several times a day. And like I said, you shouldn't take it near when you're drinking, eating, especially coffee, anything caffeinated, acidic things, spicy things. And so that's one of the top ones for flu. And then here's your Gelsinium. And what I do is I just have these in a little baggie during flu season. But like I said, with my chemtrail flu protocol, I haven't had a virus. I've had one virus in maybe 25 years. So I don't really need it. That's why I have them. So, and here's the Influenzium. This is the top dog here. This thing will hit you. I took it one time and it hit me like a ton of bricks, but it did get rid of the influenza. So it's really great. And then you don't have to have any influenza shots. And here's the Byronia. So hopefully I kept those up long enough for you to get the spelling. You can always rewind, and I'm happy to answer questions. Also, you can look on the internet under blends, homeopathic blends, or individual remedies for influenza, and they will give you lots of ideas, and probably more than even I have. I just picked the general one. I would say I would go with a blend and then have Influsium. There is one other one, but I didn't even see that one. It comes in a bubble pack, and I guess next time I talk about the flu, I will get that one out, because that was a really powerful one too. And I just can't remember. I didn't dig it out of my stack. So anyway, I hope this gives you some tools for flu season. And like I said, if you have questions, just give a holler.